Tesco's.
Yes.
Tesco's, Ardwick Green. And we're going to do a little bit of a film shoot about the concert from 1960, which starred Eddie Cochran and Gene Vincent at the old Ardwick Hip, which I'm approaching now, which is all like billboards. But we think that the building behind it, which is self-storage, was originally there, and then the hip was actually attached to it. So, don't go away, I'll tell you all about it soon.
There we go, here's part one of our series, and we're here in Manchester and Ardwick Green. And in 1960, in March, there was a fantastic concert in the area that we're going to show you, and it was this. It was Gene Vincent, Eddie Cochran, Billy Fury, Joe Brown, loads of others on the event. Hippodrome, Ardwick Green, and the date March 28th, and they were here for 5 days. Now what we're going to do now is run through where it was located in Manchester, and a lot of people in Manchester don't even know this was here. Be right back. This is the Hippodrome, Ardwick Green. Now this is a picture, it's not there anymore, because it was like that, and now it's like that, it's gone. Right, we are located, if people know Manchester, at Manchester Apollo. Seen a few stars there, Jerry Lee Lewis, Stray Cats, Shadows, can't think of them off the top of my head now, but Jerry Lee Lewis quite a few times. Right over there was where Gene Vincent, Eddie Cochran, Joe Brown, Billy Fury, 1960 tour. It was the 2 concerts before Eddie Cochran died on his way to the airport in Bristol. And we're going to take a walk over there and try and get the exact spot where Dynamic Dev's Big Al sat and watched Gene Vincent. Right, here's another picture I found from the Hippodrome from, I'd say that was around the late 50s. And just to the left, you've got like a bit of a green area. And if you look now, that little bit of a green area, which is, there's the camera, just there, then that is an island. And that is on the picture there. So that's where the building was. That was it. And that's where it was. Just right there. Right, we'll take a walk up. And watch this traffic. Right, I was reading a little bit up on this, and Eddie Cochran came on the stage with his back to the audience and couldn't get his own band over, so he had Joe Brown playing, and I think it was Jet Harris, maybe you might correct me on that one, and he had his back to the audience, opened up with Summertime Blues, and then just spun round and went straight into it. He only sang a few songs, their biggest hits at the time, and it was right here, 1960, March 28th, they were here for 5 days, and Gene Vincent was on there, and there were stories of Gene Vincent getting pneumonia at the time, and he couldn't do 1 or 2 of the performances. And we're now looking for the actual spot where Big Al sat on the steps. So come over here. Now that building there looks like it's still original, but been covered with metal sheeting. I'm going to go scroll around the back, see whether there's anything that can lead me to think that it's from the 50s. Mod's going past now. If you look in here, I'm not going to make this long. I'm going to try and make it as quick as I can. But that was the actual area. So I suspect maybe right on that other side where the gate is, maybe that could have been. I'm just looking for anything that might look like a stage door, you know, back doors.
Yeah.
I mean, these are big windows, very big windows. There would have been a big window at one time. So whether it wasn't actually part of the theatre and it was a separate building in itself.
Going back to the fire exits, Alan's school was St Aloysius, which was over there. So when he came out of school at lunchtime, he went to the Chippy. Where the Chippy was round here, I do not know. But like I say, March wasn't an exactly cold day. It was cool. And he decided he'd have his chips on the steps of the hip. And the side door was actually open, and he was watching what was going on inside, and he distinctly remembers seeing Jean Vincent, who was practicing at the time. See, that it could have been there. That could have been the fire
could have
exit.
been. That looks like a back door
Yeah.
to the theatre.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Now
That
you
does
said it
look-
was destroyed by a fire, didn't you?
Now, the actual theatre shut in 1962, and then by 1964 there was a big fire here and the building became unsafe, so they had to knock it down. And this what makes me think it was this part of the building a part of the original Hippodrome which was there. Which, do you know what, I think the size of the building of the Hippodrome, it would have been.
Massive.
It would have been, definitely. But saying that though, there's a solid wall going right down. Would they add a solid wall between the buildings?
I wouldn't
Seven
have
and
thought
eight
so.
again?
But you see, you've got two roofs.
You have
So
got
it could have
two
been
roofs.
two separate
Yeah,
buildings.
it could have been. So if that's got nothing to do with it, it's still an old building anyway.
Yeah.
And this is where Jean Vincent, Eddie Cochran, Billy Fiore in
Joe
Manchester. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to take a drive over to where they actually stayed in a hotel. Because there's a few interesting bits from there. Stay tuned. If you go in that direction, it's Manchester Royal, the Royal Infirmary. And if you go in that direction, you're going towards Burnage and Parswood, Didsbury, going that way. There is a place in Didsbury I'm going to mention a bit later on, but this here is where they played. It's now called the Rampant Lion Complex, and at the time it was called the Milverton Lodge. I can't see any signs for saying it's the Milverton Lodge, but it was the Milverton Lodge. Now the guy you can see now just getting in my car, the green one there, let's see, there you go. I'm going to have an interview with him in a bit because he owns the place, and he was telling me a few facts about the place that even I didn't know. But this is where Eddie Cochran apparently had his premonition that he was going to die in a car crash. Now I'm going to see this guy, see whether he can actually get me in, if he can find the room. He knows everything about it. So while I'm going to have a chat to him and I try and coerce him into actually having an interview, I'll leave it with me. I'll be back in a minute. Now the Milverton Lodge, well, what's now the Rampant Lion, and I spoke to the owner of it, and he's going to come and have a bit of a chat with me because he knows a little bit about the stuff. And the story goes that when Eddie Cochran came over from America, he flew into Manchester first before the tour because he'd done a TV show, Boy Meets Girl, which is in Didsbury, which I mentioned just a minute ago. Hopefully we're going to try and get there. Maybe not today, but we're going to add it onto this video. And they went there first, done a recording session for the TV, then they went off to do the tour. They came back to Manchester, stayed in this hotel. Whilst in this hotel, he was still suffering from the traumatic events of Buddy Holly, Richie Valens and the Big Bopper passing away in the air crash. And he asked Sharon Shealy whether she would go and buy every Buddy Holly song or record that's in the record shops locally in Manchester. So she did. She came back and they sat in this hotel in one of them rooms listening to Buddy Holly all night long. It traumatised him that much that he had a premonition in this hotel that he was going to die in a car crash. It was late on in the evening. Sharon woke up Eddie Cochran making lots of noise, and he ran downstairs to the manager of the hotel. I don't think it was this guy here now, but he ran down and he grabbed him by the collars on his jacket and shaking him, saying, I'm gonna die, and no one can do anything about it. And that was in this hotel here. Right, he's cutting his grass at the moment, but I'll go over and I'll try and grab him. Right, I'm back with you, and here's Alex. He's the actual owner of this, the Rampant Lion Mover, which was the Milverton Lodge. Now, Alex, you said a minute ago you're going to turn it back to the Milverton Lodge?
Correct.
Right, so hey, there's a bit of history for you there, folks. Right, now Alex said it's something about the Rolling Stones.
Yes.
The Rolling Stones owned it?
1968 to 1973.
Right, okay.
There's photos inside if you like.
We'll go see them photos. So there's a lot of rock and roll history in this place, which I didn't really know about. There you go, the Rolling Stones. Now a little story while we're here now. And
There's another
Oh, no.
The composer, Professor James Kenny Pine, he owned the place from 1852 to 1938, and it was his own house actually.
was it his own house? Right.
Uh,
How long have you owned the building?
Since 2013.
Right, okay. Right. But you do know the story of Eddie Cochran staying in here?
I read about it,
Yeah.
but you know, I'm not, you know, I would like to explore it more if possible.
Right, but so you wouldn't know which room it was?
No, I
Right.
don't. So
We have a friend who worked here in, I think it's the 80s, yeah, 1980s, and she says she knows the room which
perfect.
Eddie Cochran was in.
So-
She only lives in Longsight, because I'm a Longsight boy myself.
Perfect.
On this, I'll give you a,
And
a
she's
copy
most
of it.
welcome to come back again to have a look at it.
Right, okay. Well, thanks for inviting us in to see this place.
Welcome at all. Welcome.
Yes, and he's going to turn it back to the Milverton Lodge. It's a lovely place if you can
I'm sorry that we are
if you can get to it.
decorating it at the moment because the closure of the COVID-19. So
Right.
there is, you know, actually the leaseholders, they are decorating it. So I come between now and then to check everything is okay.
But you'll still be able to stay here afterwards in hotel rooms. Yeah.
Yeah, the couple was here. They
Right.
actually, they leased it from me.
Yeah. So if you're staying in Manchester at any time and you want to stay where Eddie Cochran and Gene Vincent stayed, check it out, the Milverton Lodge here in Anson Road.
Thank you
Longsight.
very much. Thank
Okay.
you. Cheers.